Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you've not hit that subscribe button, hit it now, and please like the video as well, because it gives me more hits, helps the channel grow, and I can provide more content for you. This next video coming up is a video taken down from officialstrongman.com. Now, officialstrongman.com is basically a whole website dedicated to strongman, dedicated to you guys and the fans. What it is an official ranking system, so you can upload your lifts onto the website, see where you rank in the world, in your category, in your gender, in your class, and see where you are in the world right now. And it's a great way of keeping a good grip of where you are in the world right now in terms of strength in the strongman. Now, we are doing a pound for pound world's strongest man. So if you click on the website, we should have a system in place by now where basically you upload two lifts, and those two lifts are a max deadlift and a max overhead. Overhead can be a log, an axle, or a barbell, from the floor to overhead. We add those two up, we put a special formula to it, and we can work out from that who we think is the pound for pound world's strongest athlete. So head over to the site, check that out, but we've also got hours and hours, and if not hundreds of hours of archive of training from athletes, world's strongest man athletes like myself back in the day when I was competing. We have all the world's strongest athletes, so we've got like the world's strongest man under 105, world's strongest woman under 64. We have a whole variety of different archive in there. It's kind of like a Netflix for strongman, so it's like a Strongflix site. Okay, so it's £8 a month or $10 a month. You can opt out at any point. So sign up, have a look round, check out all the archive, check all out the exclusive video footage that nobody has ever seen before, and I hope you enjoy the site. This next video is me going to Loughborough University for a day to test my body. And one of the most interesting things was they put me in an apparatus where I could pull as hard as I could through the floor and see how much force I can generate. Now, we all know that I deadlifted 500 kilo back in 2016, but what was my body capable of? You know, a year later, I won the world's strongest man. Was I stronger? Was I weaker? We don't know. But this test gave us some good idea of what kind of force I could put through the ground and what I may have been capable of pulling from the floor. So check out the video, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Big love the beast. See you later. Morning, guys. Today we're at Loughborough University. I've been asked to come along and do some testing. Now, they want to find out how my muscles and tendons react under strain, and also how fast they can react as well. So they've got a number of tests for me to do. I think they've got a jump test for me to examine my explosiveness. They've got a pressure plate built into the floor with what they call a hip thrust, how much weight I can generate through the ground, basically how much power. And then they're going to get me up to some devices, put some sensors on, do some leg extensions, see how my muscle fibers react to other people. So they told me they've done about 50 other people who train 4 hours a week, people that train 0 hours a week, people that train 20 hours a week. So we've got lots to compare to. How does my muscle fibers compare to those? How does my tendon strength, velocity, the thickness, how does it, are my tendons bigger, stronger? We're going to do a full MRI scan from the sort of chest down, so we can work out how big the tendons are compared to other people's. And then also they're going to do what they call, what's the baby scan? What do they call the baby scan, Gus?
Oh, the ultrasound.
Ultrasound. We're doing an ultrasound on the tendons and the muscles whilst to do the leg contractions and see how they react, see how much the tendon stretches and contracts compared to other people's. So it's going to be interesting to see how I compare to other people, but also I'm most interested to see how much force I can generate into the ground. Let's crack on, let's get into the MRI. What are you trying to find?
Just a bony aspect to the top of your...
Technically it's called the greater trochanter. It's part of your femur bone in your thigh.
I think we're about there.
Are these based on some measurements of him you've got beforehand?
Well, no, we've never actually tested anybody as good as Eddie on this, so...
Hold on, good...
As in...
That's great. You meant to great.
As in...
Large.
They're standard measurements.
Whatsoever, if you like, of Eddie is far beyond any we've tested before. So essentially, it's going to be really interesting to see actually what Eddie's muscles look like relative to everybody else. So the measurements we're going to take now could be related to essentially why Eddie is so much better than everybody else, basically. But we will see. So what we're going to do now, Eddie, I'm just going to place this ultrasound machine with some of this gel on those various points that Tom's marked on your muscle, and we're just going to take a very short sort of image of your actual muscle. I just need you to stay basically completely still, so nice and relaxed while I do that. This ultrasound gel is going to be a little cold, but other than that, there will be
completely still. I can do that.
Yeah.
Obviously the skin surface at the top, that's subcutaneous adipose fat tissue, then you go into the muscle. This
Not
is,
much fat, is there?
This is the...
Not at all. I did do a study with Stafford University about 3-4 years ago. We tested the power of my leg, like a leg extension. We worked out that the same power in one leg as a 1.3 litre engine. In one leg.
So like a fucking Micra or something like that.
Yeah, like a Corsa, yeah. Same power in one leg as a Corsa.
Do you know what you are already? Not that, because obviously it doesn't change.
I hope I'm 190 something.
Actually, so
That'll do.
I think it was one.
Gus, come here. Everyone that says I'm always 5'10".
What have you got?
190 centimetres.
That was with a jump.
Right, okay.
Basically, you're going to start by doing a muscle anatomy scan, where we'll scan from just below the rib cage all the way down to the ankle in what we would call 5 blocks or 5 overlapping sections.
I've done loads of MRIs.
So the first section is basically from T12, which is the 12th thoracic vertebra, down to around about the pelvis. And then the next block is the upper thigh, then lower thigh, upper calf, lower calf, basically. And those 5 blocks all overlap. And within those blocks, we basically scan what's known as axial images, which is an image slice straight across the body or through the body in this direction. And we do a 5mm slice, then there's a 5mm gap where you kind of the machine basically moves 5mm down, and then there's another slice, and we do that all the way down, and basically we get that all the way. It's going to show us the size of his muscles, which obviously is one of the most interesting things. Yeah, or just compared to normal people. Obviously he's got very big muscles, we know that, that's pretty flipping obvious, but it's actually quantifying that. How big are his muscles compared to a normal person, or even somebody who's already fairly well trained.
So that's a side slice.
That's a side slice, just like take a slice through there.
Right.
That makes sense.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, the one on the left is a front slice, and the one on
He's on half a 12.
the middle,
Right.
like is it?
Yeah, half T12, yeah, down to the next block.
Well, but basically, because he's so big, the imaging quite deep isn't that great, and also because you're imaging the abdomen, obviously somebody's breathing, so they're moving constantly, and that tends to blur the image as well. So both of those two things combined mean it's a little bit blurry in the middle of his abdomen. So looking at some of the deep muscles that flex the hip, there's one in particular called the iliopsoas. It'd be touch and go whether we can actually clearly see that.
Yeah.
So it's whether you want me to do another one. Okay. See if he's happy. So are you happy if we just do another set of pictures in that area? In that position? Okay, thank you. It's going to be about another 5 minutes. Bigger psoas muscles than our case study had, a lot less fat streaking through the muscles.
I need to hear the words. Describe your case study for me and why Eddie Hall's better than him.
We scanned, in advance we scanned a guy who was a Masters powerlifter, similar size in terms of mass and height, a little bit heavier actually, just to see if what it was like to scan somebody that big basically. And he was a pretty strong guy, actually. No doubt about that. And but nothing like Eddie.
What's the body composition differences?
Well, you can see a lot more.
There's a lot more fat this is the case study we had. The guy who was from the European Championships. There's a lot more fat around the abdomen. These are the psoas muscles here. They're smaller than Eddie's. These are Eddie's here. So they're smaller. There's also the white bits, that sort of fat streaking through the muscles, whereas Eddie's are much more sort of pure muscle.
Steak, isn't it?
There's a lot less abdominal fat on Eddie as well.
So is that the abdominal fat all the way around the outside?
The white, yeah, that's the sort of the external fat.
Adipose tissue.
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, the moral of the story is Eddie Hall is leaner, stronger, and better than powerlifters. That's fair.
Yeah.
In every way,
on the
shape, and
MRI,
form.
yeah.
There you go. He'll like
Look
that.
through those images that just come up to you.
How's your nap on the MRI machine going? Mate, you're in a professional facility. You're not in the gym. How's it going?
Going well, mate. It's lovely. It's actually quite tranquil. Got some nice classical music on. I'm looking at scenes of beaches and mountains.
Oh, have they got like a TV kind of screen in there?
Ceiling, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really good. So it's really nice. Give me time to think. It's quite rare.
Sweet.
You got some nice pictures of my balls and stuff, have you?
Nice pictures of your wee belly.
I must say it is cold in there. Oh, fucking hell. There's got to be hairs on that.
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
Fucking gee, fuck off.
He's going to have a detailed look at his knees. We're going to basically look at the patella tendon in detail. And see if, because we've done some other interesting work where we've compared the size of the tendon to the size of the muscle. And you kind of think the two things would kind of go together. If you got big one, you'd have big the other.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to work like that. So we're really interested to see if your tendons are bigger than normal.
So you reckon the patella tendons probably stayed the same size?
Similar to a normal person.
You can condition tendons, can't you?
You can condition them,
strengthen.
yeah, you can strengthen them. But whether they actually grow is a really interesting question.
Okay.
Well, tendons do, the properties of tendons do change with training in that they become stiffer so they don't stretch as much under tension or load. But it's kind of controversial whether tendons actually get bigger with training. We've done some work which suggests they don't really, even in people who've done an average 4 years of pretty continuous heavy strength training, which is pretty interesting. And that's one of the things we're really interested to look at Eddie's tendons, see if his tendons are bigger than the average, or how they compare to average tendons. So it's really quite small compared to this quadriceps, which on Eddie is absolutely huge. So you've got quadriceps, which is this big, and it goes, all that force from the quadriceps goes down, ultimately goes through the patella tendon underneath your patella. And the patella tendon is probably like that big, something like that, maybe even smaller. So it's, the tendon is a very, very strong structure to be able to take that load, but obviously sometimes that can produce problems and injury.
Right thigh.
I know this one.
This is the femur.
That's the femur bone in the middle of that's your thigh bone.
Yep.
So all of this is quadriceps muscle. This is actually the rectus femoris. This is the vastus lateralis. The vastus medius is in there with just this bit in here, and this is the vastus intermedius. So there are 4 parts quadriceps. At the back here we've got, this is hamstrings, and this is the adductors, which is kind of your groin muscles.
Can we do a selfie with you?
Yeah, sure. No.
Hey, handsome.
Hello.
Good job. Excellent. Another one. Top.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you so much.
You hear that, Eddie? Fun exercise stuff.
Deadlift warm up first and actually get your back and your legs everything fired.
I'd rather just
get
stuck
working. So what we'll do in that case, mate, have you got lifting straps with you?
Yeah.
And do you want to do this in your shoes or in bare feet or? Basically, whatever you think you can produce the most force in, that's the conditions we want you to be in.
Probably shoes.
Cool.
Yeah, most comfortable.
So if you grab your straps, mate, then what we'll do is we'll get the setup position right, and then we'll take you through a little bit of a warm up into the actual main contractions. Alright. Then what we'll do is we'll give you a couple of minutes to get ready, chalk up your hands if you want, and then when you're in, you're going to try and rip this thing out of the floor. So try and maintain upright torso, pull.
Not feeling very confident those bolts are going to hold down, mate.
Enough of that official stuff. What does he need to beat? Right, let's give me some alpha scales. Give me some alpha scales.
I need a world record to beat.
Yes.
There currently isn't one that I think is going to be like a target for you to hit. I think
So I'm going to set the new world record, basically.
That's what we're going to try. Well, that's what I hope so. Yeah. Right, put it this way. Each force plate has a capacity of about 1,000 kilos.
Right, okay, so there's plenty to go.
If you can get above that total capacity of around 2,000 kilos, that would be pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
So there's your goal, right?
Well, I don't think I would create much more than 500. Sure. I put it to you to put 500 kilos on a rack and just lift 500 kilos an inch and see if your arms don't fucking come off. Have a go at that. You ready?
Whenever you're ready.
So how long am I holding this?
Just about 3 seconds. Now I'll count you just for a 3 second hold, okay? Whenever you're ready to start yourself. 1, 2, 3. Good, relax.
Awesome. Nice and steady.
Okay.
So what was that? That was about 50%, 60%, something like that.
That will be around about. It's probably like, way over 4,000 units.
So the numbers you're seeing on the screen on the axis is in voltage, and there's a calibration factor that we then have to basically take that number through in order to give you like a real world output that's in kilos. So that will be, we'll be doing that process in between each rep here. All right. So do you want to do one more?
No science. So another about 80-90%.
80-90%, just 2 seconds. Okay? 1, 2. Relax that. Awesome.
And in terms of the number we get off, basically we just take off the voltage number, as Rob just said there, and we put that into the spreadsheet here. So the maximum force, say 4,500 newtons, so kind of like 450 kilos, basically, in sort of an easy sort of conversion for what he's done there.
So that was about a 450 pull.
Yeah.
So once you get strapped in, you just give us the nod, I'll start that countdown, right? All right, mate, going in. 3, 2, 1, go!
Whoa, Jesus Christ.
That's 7,483 newtons, that's about 750 kilos.
Yeah.
So we've got a horizontal cursor on the screen which shows you where that first max effort was. So within the next, we'll probably do another 1 or 2 max efforts, and then the main target is just to try and.
Okay.
The main target will just be to beat that top line that we've got on the screen by as much as you possibly can.
Right, over the next ones.
Yeah. So that's the target. That's where the standard you've set for the first one.
Okay.
Try and beat it by as much as you can. Big max effort again. That's brilliant.
How's that doing that on something that doesn't move?
It's a bit weird. I like to, obviously 10 years odd, I've been lifting weights that are reacting to you, and that doesn't react. It's just, if you got me here just after Worlds, honestly, I think I'd have ripped that out the floor. Seriously. You ready for another one?
You are.
So let's lay it down. Let's go. Let's see it.
Come on, Eddie.
Going in. 3, 2, 1, go! Let's go!
Jesus Christ. I think I'll leave it at that, guys.
Yeah.
I'm pulling my neck. Is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine. We've got lunch. Should be ready like any minute. I can just signal on to bring it.
Yeah, please, that'd be good. Yeah, I did it on the first pull. It's got a massive pull in my neck here. And the second pull, it just opened up a bit more. It's not worth risking it, mate. At the petting zoo. This is where the beast has to eat his food. You disturb the beast when he's eating, you get your fucking hands chewed off.
What we're going to do a range of things on here actually. We're going to first of all get Eddie set up with a range of sensors placed over his muscles that measure the electrical activity within the muscles, and that's natural electrical activity that you use from your nervous system and your nerves to switch on and activate the muscles. And we're just going to get that set up first of all. Then we'll get Eddie to do a series of contractions while he's strapped in, and we can measure the force. He won't be able to move, so it's static isometric. And we'll get him to do some maximum contractions where he basically tries to extend the knee as hard as he can. We can measure basically how strong he is in that particular exercise, whilst also recording the electrical activity within his muscles. Then we'll get him also to do some explosive contractions, some short, fast contractions, trying to increase force as quickly as possible. Start from rest and then increase force fast as you can. See how explosive he is. Then we're going to do some other some maximum easier contractions, just to give us a bit more data about the way he activates his muscles. And then the last thing we'll do with each leg in this apparatus is we're going to use the ultrasound imaging to look at how his muscles and tendons change when he basically contracts his muscles. So when you contract your muscles, you put force through the tendons, and we'll get him to contract gradually. And what happens is you contract gradually more and more and more and more and more. Basically, you apply more and more and more force through the tendon, so the tendon stretches, starts off a certain length when you're resting, and then it gradually stretches. You put more and more and more force through it. By measuring the amount of force and measuring the stretch of the tendon, we can actually measure the properties of the tendon, basically how stiff it is.
That second crack, please.
Thankfully, it's not going to happen. We just want you to push up to what feels like about 90%. It's probably a good time now just to get the hands hooked underneath the bars there. Just get a feel what that's like. Does everything else feel comfortable?
That's what's fucking chewing them under there.
Oh, it's just tape. It's just tape. Yeah. Okay. So you feel ready for this one? I'm going to count you in 3, 2, 1. Push out to 90%. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. And relax. That's great effort. Big effort. As hard as you can. Push as hard as you can. In 3, 2, 1. Push. Come on, Eddie. Hard as you can. Come on. Keep pushing up. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep going. Keep pushing. Keep going. And relax. Great work.
Jesus Christ.
Great work. Big effort in 3, 2, 1. Push. Come on. Let's go, Eddie. Keep pushing. Come on. Keep pushing harder. Keep pushing up. Keep pushing. Keep going. Keep pushing. Come on. Keep going. I'm like, nice. Got it right at the end there.
Fucking hell.
So that's just short of 1,200 newtons, so kind of like 120 kilos.
On one leg.
One way, just.
So what we'll do is we're going to take the sensors off the front of your leg. The ones on the back will stay on.
Yeah.
We'll unstrap you, and Gary will take a couple of minutes just setting things up. And then we'll move on to the last bit of the knee extension stuff.
So these straps just need to be tight enough to hold this in position, so they shouldn't be. So that way around, so push.
Keep pushing.
That's it, nice and steady.
Keep pushing, keep going, stay nice and tight line, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, and relax. That's right.
Great job. That's
Jeez.
really good to be fair for a first effort.
Is that alright? That's all I can manage.
Everybody happy, ready to go again?
Yeah.
Keep going, that's it, good work. Keep on, keep pushing it. Come on, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep pushing. And that's it. Great work. Those things build back away and it's alright. Just up halfway.
Cool.
So in terms of Eddie's isometric mid-thigh pull, he pulled 7,500 newtons, which equates to around about 750 kilograms. And in terms of the single leg knee extension, he pulled 1,120 newtons, which is equivalent about like a 112 kilo single leg knee extension in the gym.
Yeah.
So
So I get you. So yeah, 112 kilo with the push.
yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the tendon strengths or anything? Or we've got to look into that a bit more.
Yeah, the analysis for that is fairly long-winded, but because we're just comparing you to a load of people that we've already analysed, within the not too long, we should be able to, we'll feed back to you some results, and ultimately the aim of all this is to do a really detailed characterisation of your muscle activation, muscle size and distribution of muscle mass, and your tendon properties and tendon size.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll be in touch really soon with a breakdown of how you stack up against everyone else that we've measured, untrained guys who completed 12 weeks of supervised training under our guidance, and then guys that we've recruited who have a history of, on average, 4 years of heavy lower body strength training.
Okay. Well, sounds really interesting. Well, thanks for...
Yeah, thanks very much for your time today, Eddie. Thanks very much for coming through.
Jonathan, thank you very much.
Thanks, Eddie. Much appreciated.
Awesome. Well, that's a wrap, guys. We've done a full day at Loughborough testing. I'm sure Tom will get back to me with the results. If he gets those to me, I'll put them up along with this video. But thanks for watching. Be great. Be awesome. Big love the beast. See you later.